Welcome to the new and improved K7's podcast. If you happen to enjoy the K7's podcast content, then consider leaving a sub over at the K7's podcast channel. Links left down in the description. Hey guys and girls, what's up? It's K7 and welcome to K7's podcast. Today we have some groundbreaking news. Google has announced their console, but the catch is it's not a console. It's practically gaming from the cloud. Now, this is kind of where the future of gaming is headed, and Google seems to be the first one out with this type of technology. They will be using some type of cloud-based gaming type software, and it seems like it's going to be pretty interesting. Now, I don't know anything much about this other than the fact that this is going to be some type of gaming market from Google. So today I'm going to be sharing with you, and then afterwards I'll be giving you my thoughts. But first, I have a video this time instead of an article. So let's take a look at what the Google Stadia has to offer.
One place for all the ways we play. Imagine you are watching games on YouTube and you discover the latest Assassin's Creed Odyssey trailer on Ubisoft's official channel on YouTube. You will notice the Play Now button. By simply clicking on that button, the player is brought directly into the game in a browser in as quick as 5 seconds. Our platform vision for Stadia is to reduce the friction between getting excited about a game and playing a game. On Stadia, you just need to click on a YouTube video or link, and you can be playing your game instantly. At launch, we'll support being able to play games across desktops, laptops, TV, tablets, and phones. This new generation of gaming is not a box. With Stadia, the data center is your platform. There is no console that limits the developer's creative ideas and no console that limits where gamers can play. And here it is on a Pixelbook running the Chrome OS. There is basically no hardware acceleration on that laptop whatsoever, and the game is running directly from our data center. It's then easy and instantaneous to move that same game experience from exactly that moment onto the phone, here on a Pixel 3 XL. Once again, no loss in quality, and we can go straight on to the desktop PC. We actually went to buy the least powerful PC we could find here, and we could enjoy the same vision that the developer had, the same high-quality 1080p stream at 60 frames per second, and the full game vision, regardless of the hardware that you're using. And as such, we're also enabling players to use your existing USB controller or mouse and keyboard when playing Stadia on a laptop or PC. But of course, we will have our own controller that has been uniquely designed to enhance the experience for the Stadia player. I'd like to introduce you to the newest member of the Google hardware family, the Stadia controller. This is your gateway to the best of Stadia. It enables you to access the full Stadia experience, and there are many advantages to the Stadia controller. And the first is that it will connect through Wi-Fi directly to the game that is running in the Google data center. The Stadia controller identifies which screen or device you want to play on and links it with your game session running in the cloud, ensuring the highest possible performance and the best experience for players. In addition to the standard functions you'd expect to see on a modern game controller, the Stadia controller features 2 very important new buttons. The capture button is for sharing and saving your game experience back out to YouTube. The gamer can choose to share their experiences starting with a click of this button to themselves, to their friends, or to the world. They are in control. And the second one is the Google Assistant button. Pressing this button allows players to immediately access the controller's built-in microphone so they can get help from the assistant for special in-game features integrated by developers. Our goal with Stadia is to help fuel developer creativity at every level.
Okay, and there goes the video. All right, let's go over some of the features that the Google Stadia has to offer, and then I'll give you what I think about this particular cloud gaming console or wireless data center gaming platform from Google. So their catchphrase is one place for all the ways we play. Google Stadia features. You can click the play now button and get into that very exact game in less than 5 seconds, Google claims. This feature reduces game hype and excitement, dropping you right into the game that you can see and would like to play right away. On Stadia, you will need to click on a video or YouTube link, and this will drop you into the game that you would like to play instantly. At launch, Google Stadia will support desktop, laptop, TVs, tablet, and phones. The new generation of gaming is not a box. The data center is your playground. This means that there's no console that limits the developer's ideas, and also there's no consoles where gamers can play. All right, and there are your features of what Google Stadia has to offer. And as we saw in that little short clip of their media presentation, we could see that the Google Stadia was running at a really smooth frame rate. And of course, their motto being one place for all the ways we play. We saw that it was on a computer and then it was switched over to a phone, which was really neat. Also, there didn't seem to be any drop in reduction of the frame or graphics, considering the fact that they were using small hardware or the lowest hardware that they could find to run this Google Stadia type of software. Now, to me, this is where the future of gaming is headed. I don't think in the future there's going to be consoles anyway, and if there are consoles, they'll be streamed just like this. Google is just the first ones to introduce the cloud gaming type of technology and bring it to you first. Now, for me, I've always been a physical disc type of guy who loves my physical copies, who loves collecting stuff like that. But in the future, it seems like this stuff will be no more. And that's okay with me because I'll still have what I've had in the past, and that's fine. But I will miss physical disc, physical cartridge, physical based gaming because of that collector type of niche that I have for collecting things that I enjoy. Now, there's still box art and stuff like that, but obviously you won't be able to get a disc or anything like that anymore because it won't exist. And we already kind of have a similar form factor to that when you look at the Steam platforms, when you look at the Epic platforms and other online gaming platforms where you just download your games and put them on your computer, and then you don't have a disc or anything. You just got the data on your computer and it's not physical. Now, their key push to this is that you can play anywhere and you really don't need a console to access it. Unlike the Nintendo Switch, of which is a really great console. It's still a console. It's handheld. You can take it anywhere with you, and you still have to be linked to Nintendo. Google's push is that you don't have to be tied to anybody's platform. You can play on a tablet, a TV, a phone, a laptop, and etc. Pretty much you can play on anything and have access to that AAA game or any game you would like to play anywhere. And that's going to be a big sell for what Google Stadia has to offer, because you're not only can you play anything you want, anywhere you want, you're not tied to a specific console, which pretty much takes you out of any limitations that would constrict you from playing that game when you want to play it if you don't have access to that particular console. Now, to me, I do believe that this is a brilliant idea of what Google is offering here. A lot of people don't like Google. Google is and has a reputation with a lot of people that they don't like. But if you're a gamer, this may be something for you. And I'm not sure if I will be interested in it because, like I said myself, I'm more of the physical based type of gamer. But we'll see what happens. Also, I'm assuming that you're going to need a really good high-speed internet connection in order for this to happen, because as you saw, they were playing on low hardware and the graphics were still really good and there were no drops in frame rate as we saw in that little clip. And well, I would assume that you're going to need a really high bandwidth to play this Google Stadia. So if you're not in the market and you don't have a good high-speed internet connection, you won't be playing any Google Stadia games, at least at a high 60 frames per second or higher, or even 30, because you're not going to get to any type of speed and get those graphics up there to what the developer's intent was, which means there's not going to be any limitations on what the game should be or what the developer had intended. So it's going to be always maxed out at the highest settings. I don't think you'll be able to change that, or they may give you some options, but I'm not sure about that. Also, some of the controller features, as you saw in the video, you saw that there's a little share button which you can press and you can share this with yourself like a video, or you can share it to YouTube or the internet, which is pretty cool. Of course, the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and the Nintendo Switch have like little share features. You can share video, and that's nothing new on YouTube or anywhere else you want to share it, the share button. So that's a cool little feature. It's nothing new, but that's a good thing they've added this. Also, you get a help button. This help button gives you information about the game and gives you help directly from Google. So it's kind of like, I guess you get like a Google Assistant to give you information about the game if you want to know more about it, kind of like a Wikipedia for the game. I think this is a pretty cool niche for the Google Stadia home platform, and this is a pretty cool idea from Google as well. Now there's other stuff like where the controller well, let's talk a little bit about the controller. So the controller will be connected wirelessly to the Google's database, which will be running Google Stadia. Google Stadia will be your playground, which is your home, pretty much your console, of which and where your games will be streamed from. Now, Google Stadia has a website and they have games that are there at this time, but it's just a website that you can go and look at some games that they're going to have. And I don't think it's ready, nor is it finished yet, but they're just debuting this. But I think it'll be ready sometime this year. But don't quote me on that because I'm not sure. This is an assumption. Also, the controller reminds me a lot of an Xbox One S controller, and it looks kind of similar to that. You can see the analog and then the other analog sticks, and I'm not quite sure if it has triggers, but it looks like it does. It might. But anyways, this looks like a pretty cool thing that's coming out, going into wireless cloud gaming. Now, Microsoft wanted to do this a while back ago, the power of the cloud, but that didn't go so well for them. And Google seems to be the first one out with this type of technology. And it seems to be looking great for gamers who don't want consoles, who want to game anywhere they like, and would also not have or want any restrictions on where they can game. So that's going to be pretty much it for this Google Stadia overlook. I want to know what you guys think about this Google Stadia. Is this something that you guys or girls would be interested in? What do you think of Google deciding to make some type of a non-hybrid playground which runs from the cloud that gives you access to any game that you could ever want or play anywhere and anytime you want? What do you think of this idea? Do you think this is innovative? Do you think this will be successful? Or do you think it'll be a flop? I'm not sure. Whatever your thoughts may be, leave those thoughts down in the comment section below. I want to know what you guys and girls think about Google Stadia. Are you excited for Google Stadia? Let me know. Well, anyways, guys, it looks like Google's first up in the streaming war with bringing video gaming to the cloud and making it more like a console home experience without a console. Well, anyways, that'll be it for K7's podcast. Until next time, you guys, take care.